So, episode 3 has finally come out, and its ending turned out to be very unexpected and awesome, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's start from the beginning of the episode. This time the director and the scenarist showed us some mercy compared to the beginnings of episodes 1 and 2. Here it all starts with Egg going to train the horse and also training himself to hand the lance to Dunk on the quintain. It was funny to watch how the horse at first literally didn't give a shit about Egg's comments, and at some point remembering how episode 1 and 2 began, I thought we were about to show us a big massive horse, but luckily it didn't come to that. Then, after the training, a knight approached the kid, the knight who went for the eye fork option. Alright, I'm joking, it's the knight Robin Riesling. He was a grizzled old knight with a salt and pepper beard. He had lost his eye to a splinter from a broken lance 5 years before the tourney at Ashford Meadow, and it was quite interesting to watch that Egg is not a stupid boy, how he parries all of the knight's swords.
What's wrong with your hair?
What's wrong with your eye?
It was very amusing.
You're small for a squire.
I serve Sir Duncan the Tall. He's large enough for the both of us.
Later, when Egg came back with the horse, Dunk got a bit mad at him and asked him to warn him next time when Egg decides to leave, especially with the horse, because you never know. A horse cost a lot of money back then. Then it was really sweet to watch how Dunk slowly teaches Egg different things that a squire should know, for example, sewing on a patch. And I really liked how genuinely happy Dunk was when Egg managed to sew it properly.
There.
Yes!
Next, we see Dunk once again behaving like a man in love, though the whole situation is of course pretty awkward. Tenzil tells him that his shield will be ready by the evening, and it was also very funny how Egg teasingly mocked him after Tenzil left.
Shut up.
Then Dunk cooked some kind of medieval burger, and I personally really wanted to eat it too. That was also a fun moment in the episode. I still didn't quite understand what that guy next to the quintain gave Dunk to drink, which Dunk then spat out. The first thing I thought of was urine, considering what we've already shown us in this series that actually would fit, but I still didn't fully get it, so write your thoughts in the comments. And the way Egg and Dunk mimic each other, you can see how they are getting closer, becoming more and more like friends. It's cool how they interact with each other.
Can't even drink a pint of ale.
Yeah, because it's disgusting.
It's interesting to watch just a simple, ordinary medieval hangout on the grass under a tree, chatting while looking at some camp. Such a great vibe. It's such a contrast with Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, where you have dragons, castles, conquests and all that. Here it's just two friends sitting and talking, teasing each other. In the recent years we've seen so many super battles, massive scale, tons of CGI, and here everything is so simple, and as someone who loves watching movies and shows, it gives me a chance to relax and enjoy the little things. It's cool that Dunk agreed that Egg could become his squire after the tournament, well, if he wins, of course. I don't know how things develop in the books, but I'm thinking about reading the books this series is based on to understand things better. Write in the comments whether it's worth doing. Next, it was really funny how out of his naivety, Dunk thought someone wanted to borrow money from him.
I don't have any money.
That was hilarious, but in reality Dunk is offered to fight in the tournament against Lord Ashford's youngest, Sir Andrew. If Dunk wins, he'll be able to take Sir Andrew's armor and horse, which would be huge for him, but for now he hasn't agreed. He's given time to think until tomorrow. During an hour round at the Quintain, Aerion Bright Flame deliberately strikes the horse with his lance, showing just how cruel he is. Egg and Dunk leave the tournament because things got too brutal. People were unhappy with the show and started protesting, and a fight with the guards broke out. On their way, they meet some kind of fortune teller who seems to actually predict the future. Signs Egg really will become King Aegon V, but Dunk treats it all as a joke and doesn't take the prophecy seriously, even though Egg is clearly surprised and thoughtful. Another interesting thing is that when Dunk goes into the tent of the guy they meet back in episode 1, the guy starts talking massive shit about the Targaryens. From what I understand, by that time many people already disliked them, and maybe that's why the Targaryens came to such a backwater tournament. Compared to tournaments across Westeros, this one is quite small. But in an era when the Targaryens no longer have dragons, they have to maintain their power through more ordinary means, like tournaments, and I was really amused when, after trash talking the Targaryens, that guy said he got a little carried away.
I got a bit carried away there.
At that moment, while watching the episode, I realized that two Targaryens are missing. One is a drunk we saw back in episode 1 in a tavern, and the other is Egg. I only fully understood this right then, and it made me wonder when it will finally be released that Egg is actually a Targaryen, and when Dunk will find out. And that brings us right to the episode's finale, at the place where the theatrical performance is happening. The very same Aerion Bright Flame arrives. As far as I know, he considers himself a dragon in a human body. So when right in front of him, the knight played by Tansel kills a dragon, it deeply offends Aerion. He breaks Tansel's finger, and at that moment Dunk runs in and brutally beats Aerion with his fists and feet. The guards eventually manage to restrain Dunk. Aerion feels that Dunk loosened or maybe even broke his tooth, and he wants revenge, starting with breaking Dunk's teeth and then of course killing him. But at that very moment Egg reveals who he really is and saves Dunk. Dunk is completely shocked, and I can't wait to see what happens next between them. From this same scene, we learn that Egg hates his brother so much that he even shaved his hair, just so he would not look like him. And earlier, when Aerion rolled out at the tournament, Egg was shooting something like "kill him." At first I didn't fully understand who he was shooting at, but now I realized that Egg wanted his brother Aerion to be killed at the tournament. I've already seen the teaser for episode 4. Dunk will be sitting in the cell for now because he touched the blood of the dragon, and Aerion demands a trial of 7. Because of that, Dunk will have to try to find 6 more knights who will fight on his side, but it looks like he won't find them. At the end of the teaser, he shouts for someone to stand up and fight alongside him, asking whether there are really no Tri-Knights left in Westeros. So the episode was really awesome, and I am sure the next one will be just as good. We'll see next week for the Nimble Republic.